everyone. How are you? Dr. Tony here. If you haven't been here before, how is everyone doing today? Let me tell you about my guy, okay? So baby has a fever, so I was home today with baby. We're still pretty good affect. My oldest is turning 10 this week, which means I am preparing for the birthday party, right? And making the cake. Completely mess up the fondant recipe. Have to go to the store multiple times to get different ingredients in order to rectify what I have done, eventually start from scratch. And then our upstairs bathroom is being done. It's been being done for a very long time. And currently it is in the very loud stages of being done. And so baby woke up from nap, so decided to run more errands. Couldn't do my live during the day because it was just too loud. It's still going on, okay? So hopefully it's not too loud for you now. I tried to reorient and relocate myself. Baby knows how to take diaper off now. Took diaper off after pooping. That was beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And so I share this with you today because I can still sit here confidently and tell you I am living a balanced and joyful life. My head isn't spinning. I haven't lost my footing. I don't feel overwhelmed. However, this same day replicated multiple years ago when I was in burnout. You better believe my head would have been spinning. I would have been super stressed out. I would have been super short-tempered, right? And I would have felt overwhelmed. So when I talk about balance and joyful living, I am not talking about having a perfect life. I am not talking about nothing ever going wrong and chaotic events outside of your control not happening. When I talk about a balanced and joyful life, what I'm talking about, and you're entitled to your own version and your own opinion and your own definition, but when I talk about a balanced and joyful life, what I'm talking about is in the midst of chaotic events, in the midst, regardless of what is happening outside of you, I still feel completely connected to myself. I feel capable of being able to handle it. I feel 100% okay with asking for help if I need it. I couldn't have always said that. Because before I made asking for help mean something bad or something shameful or something deficient about me. Because I had to do it all on my own. And what I learned is that that's not true. That's part of living a balanced and joyful life. So what a balanced and joyful life is not, is having everything in control. That's not a balanced and joyful life. It's what a balanced and joyful life is for me is not losing yourself when the outside things are out of control. You tell me what you think. What is your version of a balanced and joyful life? I would absolutely love to hear from you. I would love to hear your version. I would love to hear whatever it is that comes up for you when you think of balanced and joyful living, because one thing that it is not control, it is not perfection for sure. It's being connected to yourself. It's knowing who you are. It's moving forward without completely losing yourself in the midst of chaos. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's something not a lot of people can say. And it's an incredibly important thing for us leaders to have and to understand. Because as leaders, people look to us. They come to us for support and help and guidance and leadership. And so if our head is spinning and we're overwhelmed and we become short-tempered and we can't think clearly and we lose ourselves in the midst of chaos, external chaos, if external chaos means internal chaos, then we are guiding from a state of chaos and disconnect. And that is not how we can show up as the best version of ourselves, not just for us, but also for others. And so one of the reasons why I can confidently say I have a balanced and joyful living experience regardless of external chaos, that I feel confident in being able to manage it and being able to ask for help if I need that, is this one ingredient to the secret sauce of living a balanced and joyful life that everyone wants, but so many people forget about it. So I want to bring your attention to this today. It's this one ingredient for the secret sauce of a loving life that everyone wants and so many search for, not even realizing that they have access to it already. It's something that we all too often struggle to find, and it affects everything. It affects everything. Think of this ingredient as a kind of power. It's a power we all have, that we all want, and we all so easily lose on the search to find it. Even though it's always been accessible, we yearn for it and we feel empty without it. And it's simple, but every chance we get, we tend to overcomplicate it. And the lack of it and the deep wanting for it is what keeps you stuck. So you try to control as much as you can to make it happen. It's beautiful. It's natural. It feels good. It feels terrifying. It's at the center of love. And without it, hate finds this fertile ground to grow. It doesn't actually need to be forced, yet we try to force it and finagle with it all of the time. And it keeps us feeling alive, so much so that we die without it. I guarantee you that every single one of you wants more of it. Guarantee it. Not necessarily in quantity, but in quality for sure. The lack of it is the reason why you feel sad, angry, lonely, resentful, whether it's with colleagues or staff or your partner or your kids or your siblings or your parents or yourself or whomever, etc., etc. You might think that this is communication, this thing, this power, this ingredient, but it's not. Because communication matters only so that you can access this thing that I'm talking about, this thing that we all want and we all need. And so you might think, well, maybe it's love, but it's not. Because without this power, without this ingredient, love wouldn't even exist in the same way that it does now. This ingredient is among the most basic of human needs, and it's often among the most forgotten, neglected, and misused. You know what I'm talking about? This power, this ingredient that is within and among all of us is connection. Think about that for a minute. You're overwhelmed because the quality of connection that you have with yourself, at the very least, is strained. And for some, that connection with themselves is nearly cut off. You feel angry or resentful because you desire a different type of connection than what you're actually experiencing. You feel sad or alone because you're longing for a type of meaningful connection that you're either not experiencing, you're worried you might lose, or you fear may not exist for you. And then you get stuck in your head because that internal connection doesn't feel strong enough, or reliable enough, or safe enough to just lean on and trust. And then you feel happy when you're experiencing a meaningful connection, or you anticipate experiencing a meaningful connection happening, don't you? And you feel joyful when you are meaningfully connected with you, reliably, safely, securely, first connected with you. So what do I mean by connecting with you? Well, I mean knowing and being open to continuing to get to know yourself, your flaws, your strengths, and all the in-between, and loving yourself compassionately anyway, regardless of imperfection. I mean being your own best friend. I mean standing tall in who you authentically are, so much so that you don't doubt your worthiness. You don't doubt your gifts. You don't doubt your value. I mean believing you are intrinsically worthy of love, of safety, of belonging, without it meaning that someone else or something else is lesser than in order for you to be worthy. It means you don't need someone else's permission or acceptance in order to know that you are valuable and worthy. I mean, being able to forgive yourself, to be vulnerable, to take risks so you can meaningfully connect with others. I mean, experiencing your emotions instead of running from them. I mean, attuning to your body and your mind and your spirit when it's telling you it needs respite. It needs love, it needs care, it needs tending to, instead of the continual hustling so hard that you actually wind up disregarding and invalidating and neglecting your own needs, desires, and boundaries. I mean, lovingly and excitingly choosing to invest time and money and energy and effort into caring for you, for your health and for your wellness, not splurging to make yourself feel a little bit better and then feel guilty. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actually investing in sustainable lifelong care for yourself, embedding that in your lifestyle, instead of relentlessly spending all of your time and your money and your efforts on the to-dos, or placing money as this barrier to a means of being able to support yourself internally. Not using money as a hoarding thing, like keeping it all or viewing it as though there's just never going to be enough. Using it as a resource to actually care for yourself, your mind, body, and soul. Not using money as a justification for not getting more meaningfully connected in your life. I mean, getting real about why anything really matters to you. Why anything really matters to you. And acknowledging that without shame, that it's because of this deep desire to genuinely and meaningfully feel connected. Connected safely to yourself and to others. That is what I mean by being meaningfully connected with you first. And that is what I wholeheartedly believe that you all, we all, truly want. So how do you use this power? How do you mix in this ingredient into your special sauce to enjoy your life in a balanced and joyful way? Are you deeply and meaningfully connected to you? Are you willing to be honest with yourself about that? What is your relationship like with you? Whatever it is, it's going to show up as almost a mirror in your life, in your external world, in your relationships. You cannot avoid or deny it forever. So if you know you are committed to getting more connected with you, so you can get more connected in your life, in your relationships, now is the time to take action. It does not make sense to wait. Waiting is just another means of not getting further connected with you, more deeply connected with you, of not using this power, of not mixing this ingredient into your sauce. If you are ready, join the challenge. It is free and it is 5 days of amazing connectedness. You can connect with others in the group. I'll absolutely encourage you to do that also, but I really, truly want you to get more connected with you, because then it impacts how you show up in the world with everyone and everything. And if you know you're ready to go a step further and you truly want to connect with me directly and begin your transformation even more deeply, then you go ahead and just apply to book a call with me. First call is free to see if I can even support you, and we can discuss working together. Truly what I want for you is to feel deeply connected to you, with you, for you. You would be astounded at how significantly it impacts all of your life. Your relationships that are intimate, your relationships that are work-oriented, all of your relationships. But most importantly, how you think about, how you care about, how you treat, how you interact with yourself. That is where it all begins. And that is what I can help you do if you're ready. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I appreciate you so much. And I cannot wait to see you over in the challenge. All right, y'all. If you come in later, connect below. #replay. See you later. Bye.